What's up, guys? This is Courtney, one half of the Brothers Deconstruction, and I think Marvel Rivals has a bit of a imbalance to the roster. So, what we're going to talk about today is some of the characters for Marvel Rivals, and if you're unaware, Marvel Rivals is the latest super popular hero shooter for PC, Xbox, PlayStation. That everybody's playing. I've been having a bunch of fun with it, but I've been a bit confused with some of the characters. So we're just gonna go ahead and jump into some of the changes that I think can be made, because as of right now, what we have with the roster is I believe it's 9 Vanguards, which are the tank characters. There are 20 Duelists, which are DPS characters, damage per second. And there are 8 Strategists, which are the support / healers. So, as I just had up, we're going to talk about the overall roster for Marvel Rivals. Now, I'm not going to go over like every character and really like talk about who belongs where, because there's only a handful of characters that I think should have been in different classes. Also, some of these characters, I'm going to talk about some of their abilities that they should have in the game as well. So first thing, as I had up on screen, we're going to talk about the Vanguards, which again are the tank characters. Now, as you can see, we have Hulk, Bruce Banner / Hulk. Bruce Banner can turn into the Hulk. We have Captain America, Doctor Strange, and so on, right? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking about the characters that I believe belong in these categories. Again, I'm not going to be discussing each and every character. But for Vanguard, I think that Mr. Fantastic and Adam Warlock should be Vanguards. Now, stay with me here for a second. The reason why is because, specifically for Mr. Fantastic, he already kind of plays like a tank. He has an ability where he like inflates, and it's actually pretty funny. I wish I had footage of it, but he walks around and he absorbs hits, and after a while, he can shoot out like a projectile aimed at somebody after absorbing so many hits. He already kind of plays as a tank, and also a lot of these suggestions or rearrangements that I'm making aren't solely based on their abilities in game. A lot of this is based on what we know of them to do in the comics. But yeah, he already kind of plays like a tank, so I don't know why they didn't make him a tank to begin with. And again, or at least I think I said this, this isn't going to even out the classes, but these are just suggestions that I think decisions that they should have made. So Mr. Fantastic should have been a tank. My next person is, as you can see, I do have the stuff written down. Again, it's not a very long list. The next character that I think should have been a tank is Wolverine. Wolverine is a duelist, so he's a DPS character, right? Again, you have a guy that's literally built as a tank. He has an indestructible skeleton. He has metal claws, and a healing factor. Sorry about that. I had to silence my phone. But I don't know why they decided to make the indestructible animal-like character a damage per second, which I kind of get. Stabby character, lots of damage. However, Wolverine works better as a tank. He should be at the front line, pushing, like consuming space, attacking people, that nature. So solely based off his comic abilities, he should be a tank. Now, the last person, again, as I stated, Adam Warlock. Why they made Adam Warlock a healer, I have no idea. In the comics, Adam Warlock has a bunch of abilities. Um, he's a magic wielder, but he's the perfect human. So he has superhuman strength, speed, durability, and all these other powers like energy manipulation. Uh, he can shoot energy, things of that nature, solely based off the fact that he has superhuman durability and he's immortal. So, like, I don't know why they decided to make him a healer versus a tank. And when it comes down to his kit in the game, I think he can still mostly have like his kit. Um, I think they probably could have switched some things around, and instead of like of course he's not a healer, but give him um, some more abilities that deal with like shooting energy or something like that. And then he can kind of keep the same ult where I think they could also change his ultimate move to where it's his self revival. I think that should have been his ultimate move, and just build the kit around him shooting projectiles. And because look, if you weren't gonna give him flight, I don't understand why not just make him a tank. Because I've never known Adam Warlock to really be like a healer. He's immortal and he's the perfect human, but he also has like immense durability and all that stuff. So I think he should be in a tank role. Now, I do have two other characters that I think arguably can be in the tank class, and that's Black Panther and, I don't know if you want to consider this irony, Namor. Black Panther and Namor. Again, Black Panther because he has a suit that absorbs kinetic energy. If you shoot something at him, vibranium absorbs that energy and he can redirect it. I don't like. I kind of get why he's a duelist. He's a damage per second character. He's quick. He's swift. He can do a lot with the attack. But I just think overall, and plus he has his base abilities is like swiping at people. A lot of the DPS characters, or not DPS, a lot of the Vanguard characters, the tank characters, they don't really have projectiles. Doctor Strange and Magneto are the only ones that have projectiles as their main attack, right? Thor, Captain America, I think Penny has a projectile as her main attack, but I haven't changed her. I wouldn't change. I would leave her in as a tank. It's a girl in a mech suit. I mean, there was no other choice. But Thor and Captain America, they have limited cooldown projectiles. All right, but like all the other tanks basically are just punchy characters. So I would switch out I would add Black Panther and Namor. Yeah, Namor has projectiles. Black Panther has a spear that he throws and everything like that. That can lead to him. That can help with his melee attacks. But overall, I just think that both of those characters, especially Namor is another one. He's a mutant. He has all the water abilities, but he also has like really, really strong durability. I think durability should, at the very least, lean you into the tank class. So he's super strong, all that stuff. So I think Black Panther and Namor are arguable to be tanks. I get why they're duelists though. So, again, Mr. Fantastic, Wolverine, and Adam Warlock, I believe, should have been Vanguards, aka tanks. Now, let's go down to the Duelists, right? Get that in there. There we go. Oop. All right, that'll work. Again, Duelist is the biggest class. And again, like I said, this change wouldn't even the classes out. However, these are just changes that I think should be made. For Duelists, I think that Captain America and Loki should be duelists. They should be damage per second characters, right? Now, I say that because even though Captain America is a punchy character, I think, and like I stated before, he has a cooldown projectile, which is his shield throw. I think Captain America should have way more access to throwing his shield as a projectile than he does in the game. And I think overall Captain America, it has like high durability, but unlike Namor or Adam Warlock or Wolverine or Mr. Fantastic, he can get damaged. He can get hurt by getting punched. And I think they probably threw him in the Vanguard class because of the shield. Because a lot of the Vanguards, again, as a Vanguard, you take up space, you block damage, and you kind of push the line back. I can get that, but most of the people play Captain America by like running around, creating havoc, ambushing people, things like that. I think he should have access to a shield throw. I think he should, be able to actually have a projectile that he can basically do all the time, as well as like, a melee combo here and there. But in general, I think he should be a duelist. And, his ultimate move, I think, could probably still be the same, where he gets a bunch of, it's like a battle cry, and he gets some extra health, and he kind of runs, or he gets like a speed boost, and he can run around. I think you can still keep that. I will probably maybe have it go for like an area of effect type of thing, where a bunch of people, maybe some teammates in the vicinity, or just your whole team in general, they get a small little health boost and a speed boost along with him, something like that. I didn't really too much think about the abilities and everything like that. I just wanted to make this video really talking about switching the characters into different classes. And then Loki is one of the duelists, so support / healer. He plays like a duelist, he's one of the strategists that plays like a duelist. Adam Warlock is another strategist that plays like a duelist, that plays like his healing ability isn't like one of his main things. Like Loki literally has a backstab ability where he can kind of go invisible, sneak up behind somebody and stab them. He can put clones of himself on the battlefield that can attack people, all that stuff. He has a duelist kit. It just so happens that they give him the ability to heal people. Probably because of magic, but if that's the case, like, why isn't Doctor Strange a healer? Why isn't Scarlet Witch a healer? Like, if it's solely based on magic, I think with his kit, he's more of an attacker. And this just goes for like who we know Loki to be as a character. He's the god of mischief. He tricks people so he can attack them. Projectiles, all that stuff, shooting from his staff and things of that nature. I think he should have been a duelist. Now, the two characters that I think are arguable that should have been duelists are Rocket and Mantis. I understand why they're healers, but you know, I was really kind of confused when it turned out that Rocket was a healer. I think they did that because he's such a small character, but like Rocket is the character that we know that's a genius tactician, genius with like electronics and technology, and is always known for having guns and shooting guns. Why not just make him a duelist, right? Mantis, in the comics, I think this Mantis is probably like really and even the look of Mantis kind of she kind of looks like uh the movie version of the character. But I think, when it comes down to Mantis powers is telepathy, empathy, but she also has like superhuman speed. She's a master martial artist. So I think, again, this is arguable. I think a case could be made that Mantis should be a damaging character. Now, the last class that we have are the strategists. Strategists play support slash healers. Because, again, as I stated before, characters like Adam Warlock, Loki, and Rocket, they have support or healing functions, but they have there's like it's like a limit or a con to only use them as a healer. They have probably better functions or attacks or moves, I should say, abilities. There we go. Abilities as attackers. So it depends on what type of support you have. You should be running with two strategists. One that can be like an all the time healer like Dagger or Invisible Woman or Jeff. And one that can kind of like do things in a pinch like Rocket or Adam Warlock. Now, the two characters that I believe should be strategists are Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. Now, I don't want to frame this from a perspective of some characters have these abilities in game and just overall, and they made different characters in these different classes. But like, why if, for example, Jeff the Land Shark. I'm not familiar with Jeff. I didn't know he existed until this game, I will admit. But at the end of the day, he's a shark, right? Like, wouldn't you think, like, one of his moves is that he literally swallows everybody and he can spit them off the map? But not even going with that example. Well, really, I was going in a different way. But Jeff the Land Shark uses water to heal people. He has bubbles that he spits out. They're health orbs. Why not make Namor a healer if that's the case? Now, I understand why Namor, the uber aggressive Atlantean that hates the surface dwellers or people that walk amongst Earth, wouldn't really make much sense as a healer, right? So I get that, but it's things like that that kind of made me a little confused when it came to the character selections for some of the classes. Loki, a character that uses magic. He's a healer, right? Adam Warlock, another character that uses magic, but he's a healer. Why not have Doctor Strange or Scarlet Witch be a healer? I'm not understanding. And I think, for me, I think Doctor Strange, it can be argued that he would work. Doctor Strange is a character that could be in any class, but when I think of Doctor Strange, I don't think of a tank character. Now he does have the shield, but his shield. I think if they were to put him in strategist, his shield should be limited like Magneto's shield. Magneto has a shield ability that only holds for like 4 or 5 seconds. And then it cools down before you can use it again. Doctor Strange has a shield that has a health bar that can block damage until it runs down, and then it cools down. But I think, if you give him like a shield that runs for like 6 seconds or something like that. Invisible Woman has healing shields that have a health bar. She projects the shield in front of somebody. As long as they stand behind it, it blocks damage and it heals them as well. He could have gotten that ability as well. But this is a guy that does magic. He can, he still opens portals and all that stuff. I think he should have been a healer. Scarlet Witch, same thing. Now I love Scarlet Witch. I've actually think that I've been switching to her frequently when I get the chance to. As a main, I really main Rocket, but after playing with Scarlet, I really like her gameplay. But Scarlet, so Cloak has a similar ability as Scarlet. Cloak's base attack is he drains your life force. Scarlet Witch has the same ability, right? Now, Cloak and Dagger is the healer of the two, and then you can switch over to Cloak when you want to do damage. I think they should have given Scarlet. They should have combined the two kits for Scarlet Witch. They get her base attack is, or they could do. She has a projectile that she can throw as a secondary attack, but it's dependent upon like little, like her damage output, and you get like 5 projectiles that you can throw. I think. Let me go back to Scarlet. I think with her, you could have switched things around where her base attack is the draining ability for damage. Her secondary attack is a heal. So there are projectiles, but they can either heal or damage, just like Cloak and Dagger do. Just like Luna Snow. If you aim at somebody, if you aim at a teammate, it'll heal them. If you're aiming at an enemy, it damages them. So I think they could have combined Cloak and Dagger's kits into one for Scarlet Witch. Base attack, draining the energy, secondary projectile that heals or damages. And then she has like a stun move and an escape move where she basically like goes invisible, and you can give her limited flight, essentially. Again, a character that in the comics we know can fly. They give her a limited flight ability, right? But I understand why they did that. And I think with a little bit of tweaking, she should be in the strategist as a healer. And then the last character is arguable. I think Storm. Storm is a duelist, right? She's in the duelist section. I think it's arguable that she could be a healer. You got a character that can control, that is the literal goddess of weather. You can have it rain and be, if she is a flyer, I think giving her the ability to fly and kind of stay out of harm's way and things like that was a good idea. She is a damaging character, but I think too often people think of Storm. I can see why they made her a duelist, a damaging character, but I think it's because too often people think Storm just controls lightning. right? She's the goddess of weather, so she can control weather as a whole, toward wind, rain, hail, floods, whatever, right? I think I think that she is arguable that she should belong in the strategist, and she can use like Jeff. She can have like a water ability where she rains on teammates and it heals them, but it doesn't do anything to the enemy team. But she has a projectile, a secondary that's a projectile that's lightning, and she has like a third ability which is her regular kit. You can change her movement speed or damage boost or something like that. And her ultimate move is a tornado that kind of runs for like 4 seconds and damages people. Maybe you change the ultimate ability to be like a thunderstorm or a lightning storm that damages the enemy, but it heals the team. I don't know. Those are just my thoughts. But I wanted to make this video. I was looking for a picture like this. I wanted to make this video and kind of talk about this. This video has gone on for like almost 30 minutes. I do have to cut it down a little bit, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope I explained that well enough to where it makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. The fact that this is about Marvel Rivals, I don't know what type of traction this video is going to get. People that are hardcore hero shooter players are probably going to cook me if they come across it. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think. If you agree, disagree, or if you have any suggestions. If you are a hardcore hero shooter player, maybe some suggestions about the kits and the move sets and everything like that. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll try to get like I play it on my PS5 because installing it on my PC and trying to run it, for some odd reason, when it gets to like the shader compiling screen, it shuts my computer off. Like, it hard shuts off my computer. And I uninstalled it and I stopped trying to play it because I was scared that basically hard resetting my computer like that was going to damage it. So I just gave up. I don't know if it's been patched out. My computer should be able to run the game. Like, I don't have super up to date hardware, but my hardware isn't incredibly old either. It meets all the standards that you need to have to play the game on PC. So I just don't know why it's not working on mine. But let me know what you guys think, and I don't even know if this let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch up with you guys later.